Or I like seeing the the mechanics that get like a bunch of like rings and shit from like a transmission.
Yeah.
And they make a Beyblade out of them.
Mm-hmm.
And they're using an impact drill to speed it up. So they're just like just spinning like crazy.
Yeah, but if that thing fucking shoots wrong, it could it could break a fucking windshield.
No, it'll rip your leg off because
that too.
Yeah, but you see it, and it sometimes they'll hit the concrete and sparks are flying everywhere. Yeah, we should Beyblade more.
When did Beyblades first come out? Did that come out in the late 90s?
I was looking at elementary school.
I just remember I remember they were like really popular, and then they had like an anime for a little bit.
I didn't watch it.
I mean, it wasn't good, but I mean, it was just, you know.
But that's where the letter rip thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then slowly they started unleashing like other stuff that was similar. I don't know if you remember like Bakugan.
Yeah, I didn't get that one.
It's just dumb. It's basically like little capsules, and you throw them, and then it's supposed to like flip into like a little monster.
Wasn't the same kind of rules of like what's it called, Pogs, where you like flick them and they knock the other ones out of like the arena or some shit like that?
I don't really know. I didn't understand how that worked. Like, there's a lot of stuff that comes with its own little like game, you know. Like obviously, like Pokemon had like the video games and like the card games, and then what was it? A couple of years back, Yokai Watch became really popular.
What's that?
It was like similar to Pokemon, except they had like a little watch, and like they would collect like these little ghost creatures.
Oh.
something along the lines of that. I don't know for sure if that's how that's played, but I just know that it was popular for a minute. Animes that have like a game tied to it tend to be very popular. It's funny, a lot of people don't even know that like Yu-Gi-Oh originally wasn't supposed to be a card game anime.
It was just a show, or is a what's it called, the Shonen Jump thing, right?
Yeah, so the original, well, they did an original anime that went with the original mangas, because the original mangas were not based around the card game at all. So basically, Yugi's grandfather makes the fucking Millennium Puzzle, right?
Okay. Today's episode is brought to you by Yeti.
Okay.
Yep. But anyways, puzzle. Wait, Yugi's dad made the puzzle?
Or grandfather, I should say.
He made it? I thought they find it. Well, that's
they like put it together, and then he gives it to Yugi or whatever the fuck something like that, something along the lines. And then basically it brings out fucking Yami, who is the fucking like pharaoh guy, and his whole thing is that he's the king of games. But that's the thing. They never had the game Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah.
That became a thing later as like a ploy by Konami to like sell like a card game, right?
I mean, it worked.
It worked.
Yeah.
But originally, the whole anime was him challenging people to games, and the games would be things that would be extremely dangerous, and characters would actually die.
Oh yeah, I remember that. I remember I had a Shonen Jump back in the day, and it was a Yu-Gi-Oh one. I was like, oh cool, and he fucking just murdered someone.
Yeah, I think they refer to that season as season 0. Because that's what it started as, and then they started the whole card thing, and that's when they started off the card anime.
Yeah.
And that's where they introduced like all those characters. It's funny, a lot of the cards that were in that anime didn't exist, and they weren't real. And there's this really funny YouTube series called it was like I forgot what it's called, but it's like a breakdown of Yu-Gi-Oh episodes and everything wrong, like everything wrong with Yu-Gi-Oh. That's what it's called. And basically, he went through every episode and broke down why that didn't work, and also the logic behind the decisions that were made. Like, because one, he was just pointing out the fact that like this show is so badly written. Also, this is based on a card game that they're not even following the rules to. And also, they're playing cards that don't even exist, and they're also doing things that don't even like that wouldn't even make sense logically if it was a rule.
First, I activate my trap card.
Yeah,
Pot of Greed. Yeah, the whole game on I could never follow it. I mean, I was a kid at the time, but I was like, what the fuck is going on? Oh, you won. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never.
I know how the game is played, at least how it's supposed to be played from like the original like
Yeah.
game, but now it is so insane. One of my friends who still like kind of likes the game,
Yeah.
he plays like the actual like video game, like online card game. Because the online video card game, for whatever reason, isn't as like bad
Okay.
as the Magic online game. Because the Magic one, like you have to buy digital booster packs to get actual cards.
Are you serious?
Yes, literally it's literally just loot boxes.
Yeah, that fucking sucks.
It sucks. It really does. But people love that shit because they're just like, I can play online and shit. I'm like, yeah, but you still can't even do like.
Oh, is it doing the like how CS:GO does like the knife boxes and shit like that? That you might get a rare one, you can resell it, and it's so much money.
No, so basically
Okay.
you have a chance of pulling like a rare card out of any booster pack. You know, you're guaranteed one rare, and you're occasionally gonna get like a mythic rare, but you also get ones that are just a rarity card, and it's gives you the ability to unlock any card of that specific rarity that's in any set.
Oh, cool.
So that is one thing that kind of
Yeah.
like diff like I guess changes it from like the physical media. But besides the point, it's still very fucking expensive. Like
Yeah.
playing a card game is already expensive on its own, but playing a digital one where like if one day they decide to shut off the servers, all that money you spent just goes out the fucking window.
Yeah. Oh god.
That's
dude.
pretty shitty. And also, they only do 1v1s.
Well, yeah.
That's dumb.
Oh, Magic.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Yu-Gi-Oh. I was
No,
like,
no, no,
yeah,
no,
yeah.
no. Like, well,
Yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh's only a one-on-one.
I guess that is true. Magic, you can have up to like,
Yeah, Commander.
like 1v3s and shit like that, or
A 1v3?
you can do a 1v3. You can do a 2v2. You can also do a 4-way every like, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a bunch of different like kind of formats. 1v3, that one's called Arch Nemesis. Basically, one person has a broken, busted deck where basically all they do is flip a card and it creates like an action,
Oh.
and then 3 people have to try to
Beat
lower
him.
that main person's health down to 0 before but each card that he flips per turn does something more and more like very like harsh or ridiculous.
Okay, cool.
It's a like a little mini game. My favorite one that they ever did that I wish people would play more is called Plane Chase, where basically you have like these little cards of like what plane you're on, like where in the multiverse you are, right?
Okay.
And each turn you have to roll a dice, and the dice has 2 spots, one that's a plane chase symbol and one that's a chaos symbol. So plane chase means you get to swap the location, and every location you go to has a different effect that affects everybody. It could be like, oh, all creatures with flying now have a +2/+2.
Okay.
Or every creature that's green can now fly, or can now attack immediately, or they grow bigger, something ridiculous, And then what that turned into for me and my friends is we used to do homebrews. And homebrews are really fun because basically what we did is we took index cards and we just made our own. I remember we used to have one. I made a card called High Stakes for High Socks, which means you would get a permanent buff if you had the highest high socks. And then we did one that was
Your buddy pulls up his pants wearing like thigh highs, like looks like I won.
yeah. And then I think I made a card called White Privilege, which if any white creatures were on the battlefield, they would get a buff, and any black creatures would get a debuff.
Happy Black History Month.
Happy Black History Month. Yeah, and I remember I made another one. It was called Milady, and if the card art had a person wearing a hat, they got a buff.
Oh my god.
It's fun. It's a fun
Yeah.
thing to do. We haven't done one of those in a long time. I want to get back into doing that shit, but it's very tedious. It's a lot of like writing and trying to figure out different like goofy
Yeah.
ideas.
Well, it's like homebrewing, like for Dungeons and Dragons. Yeah, like right now, like my character, I have a sword. It's called the Sword of Quackening instead of the Quickening.
Mm-hmm.
So my sword, I roll a d6 every
Mhm.
day, and that's how many charges I get on the sword. And
Mm.
then I can expend one of those charges and roll a d4, and that's how many ducks appear.
Mhm.
The ducks are like 1 HP. They don't do any damage. They're just there.
Yeah.
That's it. But the trade off is like I can make as many ducks as I want spawn like with if I have them like that,
Mhm.
and they're there forever unless they're destroyed. So only I can see the ducks as real.
Mm.
Everyone else sees them as like rubber duckies.
Mm.
So they're moving around. Like to me, they're moving around. They're doing things for me, but everyone else just sees a bunch of rubber ducks just laying around, useless.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Interesting.
yeah, it's
Not
pretty
bad.
fun.
How often are you doing homebrews?
This whole campaign we're on is kind of a homebrew. Like
Is this one that you started, or is this one that you're doing with your group?
doing my group.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because it started. We were like in like ancient like Greece,
Uh-huh.
and then we like dimension shift while we were like on a boat over the ocean, and now we're heading towards Egypt. But some of our people, the reason we shifted like dimensions is some of our people that we were playing with couldn't keep playing because they had like other shit they had to do,
Mm-hmm.
or they like moved or whatever. So we had to like get more people to come play with us, and to explain those characters falling into our game was, hey, there was a shift and these people just appeared and some of your party disappeared,
Mm-hmm.
and there we go. So yeah, Hannah and I, we did one of the last things we did was it was like a one-off thing, but it kind of, I think it gave us like a little boost. Um, we our characters were transported away to the top of a plateau where time was frozen, and time only moved if we played D&D correctly. Or not D&D, Dance Dance Revolution.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, and there was like these like rock, stone, cat things that were watching us. So every single time I was a bard, and my performance had like a +8. So I was fine. Hannah's character is a monk, had like a -1 to everything that was performance based.
Mm-hmm.
So her character was struggling. And I finally started like throwing my bardic inspirations at her and everything to help her out. We made time pass forward. We had to fight a bunch of cats, and we survived. But that was it. We just played Dance Dance Revolution in there.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a robe of scintillating colors. And I can, if you use a charge on it, it creates, it reflects a bunch of light within like 10 meters.
Yeah.
If enemies are within those 10 meters, they're like permanently fucking blinded.
Mm-hmm.
And if they're outside of that, then they're dazed.
Ah.
So it's a really powerful item that I got offhand. Like I found it at a shop, tricked the keep to give it to me, and I got it.
Oh.
So yeah.
It's interesting. I remember I was watching this one video where this guy was like talking about D&D, right?
Yeah.
He's talking about like, I've been a part of the same D&D group for like 20 years.
Yeah, we saw that one too.
And he was talking about like their characters were basically like god level, like indestructible or just like unstoppable, to the point where like the game became like pretty like boring to them. So he just did a whole like hard reset where basically they fight some fucking thing, and it basically causes like the whole universe to like erupt or some shit.
No, it was a party wipe.
Yeah, it was a party wipe.
So he said like the god character that killed them was the reset. Like he completely like transforms everything. He destroys everything and comes back, and now these new heroes, which are their new characters, and he gave them all like new character sheets and everything, which was fucking cool.
Yeah,
Like
but
after 20 years, you starting a new thing.
yeah, but then I remember he said like the whole basis of this new storyline is them trying to figure out what they used to be.
Yeah,
because now they don't know, which is pretty fucking dope.
Yeah, like and imagine all the lore that this guy must have for his just fucking game that he's been playing for 20 years. Like Jesus Christ, like how do you keep up with all that?
Definitely. But I'm also like, how do you play the same campaign for that long? I feel like after a while, like I feel like 10 years in, you would have been like pretty OP as like, I mean, how far can
you can make the characters as strong as you want.
I guess that is true.
But like, I think the cap is level 20.
Uh-huh.
But even then, you can still like find shit that makes you even stronger.
I guess technically you can still make your own rules and make like make characters even stronger than that.
Did you see the follow-up thing he did after that?
No.
They played they're all older, so they all live in separate places, but they all got together and they rented out a fucking cave that was like a hotel or like an Airbnb. And like they played D&D in a fucking cave, and it was all like cave looking and shit. It was really fucking cool.
I do want to play more D&D. I just haven't really, found the
It takes time,
dedication or time to want to do it just yet.
Yeah.
And I think it's mainly just because how busy our lives are right now. Like, my wife's still in college, like she's finishing up her bachelor's degree, and then I do all the content shit. So, I try to keep busy with that.
Yeah.
And, working full-time jobs, and just like now that I'm starting to like dip back into like playing Magic with my friends, which it's been nice. It's been nice to finally like, hey, I need to find days to go hang out with buddies for once in a while, because I do tend to neglect my friends a lot whenever I'm super busy. But it's just, the circumstance of life.
Yeah.
But how long will it take before AI replaces all of that? That's the real question.
We'll have all the friends we need.
Well, I know when we're deciding what this episode should be, one of the things I thought about was just like, I've been seeing a lot of talks about like AI in the past couple of years. How like AI is gonna transform this and that, like it's gonna make things better and or worse. And I know this past year there was a big uproar in the art community.
Yeah.
And for multiple reasons. I remember the one that I thought was the most interesting was the fact that like there's this giant talk about AI art, whether or not it should be allowed to be a thing. Because one, AI basically goes through the internet, finds a lot of examples of all types of art that other creators have made, and basically uses
an amalgamation of them all.
Yeah, uses those assets to make their own version of something. So basically, you can be like, "Here's a photo of me. Now draw me like a fucking like Picasso," and it will do that. But it's taking information that it got from Picasso, your face, and then whatever technology to fucking do that.
What it is like I read it forever ago. Is this is dumb AI still? Like it can't think for itself. It can only think within the parameters it's been set in. Like it can't learn new things. It can't grow like we can grow our minds.
Yeah,
but
which I don't know if that's even possible.
Not anytime soon. But once they get to that point, that's I think when we'll start like being like, oh shit, something's gonna happen.
Well, I just don't think it's possible that a machine can fucking like learn to that extent where it can create new ideas out of nowhere.
I mean,
to the extent of like human, because the thing is, even like I work with like machines. Like I work with like machines that do like hard math for you. But the thing is, machine errors can only be solved by human minds. Because if the machine doesn't know what's wrong, you have to step in and show it what the fuck it's doing wrong.
Oh, yeah,
now.
But eventually, like it's. I mean, there's been plenty of like. I mean, the biggest ones out there is like the father of all sci-fi, like robot sci-fi, Isaac Asimov's The Foundation series, or the books that he wrote, The Foundations. He did iRobot and all that stuff.
Yeah,
and that's where the laws of robotics come from every single sci-fi movie that talks about robots.
Yeah,
it's, robots can't harm people. Robots protect themselves, but can only protect themselves if they can't harm people. And then the third law is kind of like drives into those. It's so weird. And then there's like a fourth law or some shit like that. It's whole lore thing, and that's what everything bases it off of. And
the fourth law: whatever you do, don't you dare fuck me. Don't you ever try to fuck me.
Well, now I want to fuck you. But no, and then I mean, did you ever play that game, Detroit?
No, I didn't.
I was playing through it. I need to finish it too. It's really good. But it happens in the back, and not even while you're playing. Like you're walking through a police station, and you hear it in the background on a TV, and you can stop and listen to it and watch it. AI at that time in the game is smart AI. It can think. It can think in quotations.
Yeah.
And it writes a book, and that book becomes the number one bestseller book in the U.S. And it's about to receive an award.
Yeah.
And then people are like, and everyone in the thing is arguing like, how can an AI receive an award when it just took other people's work and used that as a basis for like creating this book? Like it literally did what AI does now. It took from everything and made an amalgamation of it.
Yeah.
And it turned out to be really good. But now it's winning an award. Who gets the award? Do you just throw it on a computer? Like, what the fuck do you do? And they're like, this shouldn't be a thing. And then the same, I guess, goes with like how during like the writer strike, they were using like ChatGPT to write scripts and shit like that, or even before then, or using AI
that goes back to what I was saying though. You can tell when something's been done by AI.
Yeah,
and
it's stiff.
It's stiff. It's badly written. It feels robotic.
Yeah,
but
it's too predictable.
It's very predictable because it's just going off an algorithm. It's making a common denominator of everything, and it's like trying to make things original. But,
it's doing the safe route.
Yeah. But that's the problem, is you can't really do that within a lot of the arts. Like, yes, you can make a movie using AI writing the script, but it's just going to be a run-of-the-mill movie that's probably going to be one that people are going to be like, this fucking sucks. This has no soul to it. If the movie's not good, then is it even paying off? And I always think it stems more back to the whole, like, you can't mimic a human mind, because even we as humans don't know what we are capable of, you know? It was like, what, barely like 60 years ago that we fucking figured out how to get to the fucking moon?
In the 60s, yeah.
1969?
Yeah.
So,
nice.
Nice.
Yeah. You know, the pilots were like, nice. And the moon was like, nice, bro. I made a cheese. Also, it's not real. Yeah.
That reminds me, the fact that you're I don't know why I forgot to mention this. I made it to work today. I get to work at 5 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. And sometimes we get left shit behind from second shift. Yeah. We don't know what the hell goes on in their shift. Whatever it may be. I went to one of our machines. This machine had crashed. They had, I guess, input an error, or the machine errored out, whatever. Yeah. And it ended up stopping, and they just left it there, right? The guy who was running that machine, left everything the way it was, as you should. If a machine crashes, don't touch it. Just leave it the fuck alone. Yeah. But the one thing that we were very all confused about was he left behind an empty container of ricotta cheese.
Just ricotta cheese?
Just ricotta cheese. There's nothing else there. He left behind I guess like an old bottled water that he had finished. He just forgot to throw away the bottled water, and then an empty container of ricotta cheese. And we were like, was he at his machine just eating out of a thing of ricotta cheese? And we opened it up, and there was ricotta cheese residue in there. So he was. During his shift, as he was running a machine that ended up crashing, ricotta cheese. He was just eating ricotta.
Did he have a spoon at least?
I don't know.
He's just like,
That's a fat ass move.
Yeah, it is.
Eating ricotta cheese isn't like a good cheese to eat on its own.
I think you're supposed to keep it cold too.
Yeah.
He's just fucking chowing.
But what was more interesting, it was standing right next to the heater.
Oh God!
Because like the building that we're in, because it's cold right now. Yeah. The building that we're in, it's a fucking warehouse. Yeah. So it's fucking cold in there. The same temperature it is outside, it's inside. So I go like, I wear a pair of long johns and I wear like a fucking thermal under my shirt and shit, and then with a hoodie on top of that, like to try to stay as warm as possible. Because it gets fucking cold in there.
This motherfucker's like, this is the perfect temperature for my ricotta cheese.
Yeah, but he still has the heater cut on, so it's like it's just brewing next to the.
He's like, it heats up in lasagna.
One of my coworkers also has like a heater there too, and he always heats up lunch on it because like it's one of those heaters that has like a steel cage in front of it, so you don't touch the things on it.
Yeah.
So sometimes he'll just take out a sandwich and put it on top of it, and he heats up his sandwich.
God.
But today, he brought for lunch like cut up steak cubes, and he put a kebab on there.
Are you fucking serious?
Like he broke one of the fucking steel things, bent it, and then started putting steak on it.
Did it work?
It worked.
How hot does that shit get? Jesus.
I mean, it's a heater. I mean, he warmed
it's one of those
it.
Industrial heaters.
He warmed it up, but I don't think he got it like sizzling.
Oh, okay. It didn't cook it.
No, it was already pre-cooked.
Okay, I was about to say like Jesus fucking Christ.
But he was warming up his food like by putting it like as a kebab, which I'm like, that's another fat ass move right there.
Yeah, really. You're gonna come over. There's like they rigged up a rotisserie in front of it, just heating up a chicken.
What's the fattest move that you ever done at a job?
The fattest move I've ever done,
or in general?
Oh God. I guess just menudo in a to-go cup.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was for a hangover,
but
it was great. Like, and it was like to go. I just like broke. They even made like the top so it breaks bigger, so you get the chunks and everything.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I'm trying to think what was mine.
Oh no, never mind. Me and my coworker in Houston, we ate like a whole we bought we both pitched in to buy a 24 box of kolaches. And a kolache, you know what a kolache is? It's think of like a breakfast wiener inside like a bun.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Kind of like a hot pocket, but with a wiener.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah,
you can buy them like here now. So we bought a 24 pack of those because we were gonna be nice and bring it to like the production ladies one day. We're like, we'll get some brownie points, and that way we can like fuck up once or twice.
Kolache points.
Yeah, kolache points, wiener points. But so we brought it out.
Would you like a wiener in a pocket so I could put my wiener in your pocket?
No, not those ladies. They were nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, they fed me. It was great.
That's what you remember? They gave me food.
No, yeah.
So they're good by my book.
Another lady, she made a arroz con leche, but she put coconut in it. I didn't know.
Oh, shit.
Bro, dude, I felt so fucking bad. Like, I was sitting on my desk just pouring sweat. Like, I don't feel so fucking good right now.
Oh.
But anyways, yeah, so we brought the kolaches and we're about to walk in and we see through like the production window in my office that someone else already brought breakfast for them. And we're like, well, I mean, they're not going to taste good tomorrow. So we each ate 12. And it's just bread.
Yeah.
And cheese and hot dog and like wieners.
So
I gobbled 12 wieners. Yeah. And I felt so bad afterwards. Like, I was just sitting there like, I can't work. I can't move. Oh, my God.
So, at my last job, I remember what my fattest move was. They ended up adding, like, a food truck, right?
Yeah.
And the food truck actually came with its own, like, app that you could, like, use, right?
Oh, wow.
So that way you could order your food. So when you go on lunch break, you can just go by, pick it up at the window.
See, we're talking about technology. That's good technology.
That's good technology, but there's no AI in that.
Yeah. Yes.
It doesn't like you're gonna eat what we make you. Like
we know what you want to eat.
We 3D printed an ass. Eat it. It's an uncooked ham.
Have you seen the videos of the guys that are in prison and they make the prison butts out of like the bag or like the surgical gloves?
Yeah.
And then they like have like a candle of like lube or like Vaseline and they turn it into a candle and they have one of those fucking like Sprite bottles full of like fucking like prison wine and shit. And he was like, nah, don't worry. If you like them black, I got the black one right here. And it's the fucking big ass industrial gloves. And he smacks it.
I love like when people get to a point of like desperation because because the shit that they come up with. Because I remember I always think back of that meme of like, man, I was running out of options. My fucking internet's out, so I just had to jack off to this. It was a picture of the green M&M. Like he just found like a random picture of the green M&M and he put it on the wall, like by his bed.
Or the other one that has the lady Yoda called her name's Yaddle.
Yeah,
and it's a picture of her, and they put a fucking green fleshlight under the cushion or under the mattress so it holds it in place. Just went the fucking town on their bed, dude.
Oh my god. But anyways, so on the app, I was looking at it, and they had full meals and a la carte.
What kind of meals?
It was like so they had like burgers, tacos, quesadillas,
Nice.
and then a couple other stuff. But I was looking at the a la carte things because I didn't want to eat a lot of food because I was trying to be like conservative a little bit, and the prices were decent. So I'm like, okay. So I'm like, you know what? I'll just get just a burger, and then I'll get a basket of cheese fries. That's all I wanted. That's not what I got. But I went there. They handed me 2 big-ass styrofoam boxes. And at first I was thinking, are they giving me the wrong meal? I'm not going to say nothing. I want to see what happens. And I take it. I check my receipt. It's what I paid for. But I guess they must have did something wrong, or maybe this is just what I fucking ordered. But it was a burger with a side of fries.
You probably got the combo. You didn't even see it.
Well, that's the thing. I didn't because I saw the receipt. I was like, I got the burger a la carte.
Was it busy?
Huh?
Was it busy?
I mean, not much busier than any other business would be. But then again, the 2 ladies that were running it were both like these Puerto Rican women, and they were just kind of very sassy and like kind of rushing people, I mean, you got your food fast, but still.
Yeah, it's not cooked.
Yeah.
It's just a raw patty.
So I get back to my thing, and I'm like, all right, well, then I guess the thing, it should just be like, half of when you think of a basket of cheese fries, you're thinking like, a portion. Yeah. The whole thing was full.
Fuck yeah, dude.
And it was like cheese fries with like, cheese, jalapeno, like a shaved steak.
What?
Yeah, they shaved steak down like a little like piece of like, because at first I was like, is this hamburger meat? And I tried to say, this is fucking steak. Like the fuck?
How much did that all run you?
That's the part that I didn't understand. So I thought like that was a full order of cheese fries. A full order of cheese fries was like $12, but the a la carte was like $6.
I guess they just messed up and made like the actual order.
Yeah. And then like the same with the burger. The full burger meal was like $10, but the just a burger is like $4. So I'm thinking, okay, I'll just like, I don't want the side of fries. I want the cheese fries. Yeah. So I just, so I'll just it would be cheaper for me to do this anyways. And then I had 2 full ass meals, and I'm like, fuck, I only got 30 minutes on this lunch break. I ate all of it.
God.
I ate all of it.
That's so many fries.
And my blood sugar, like, not my blood sugar, my blood pressure shot up so high.
I bet that shit was salty as
I had a throbbing headache by the time I got back. Because I
thought you were going to be like, I had a throbbing cock when I got back.
My dick was so hard, it set off the metal detectors.
It's like, whoa, where you going with that rod, boy?
What the hell is this? Huh?
Whoa! You caught the weasel. Yeah.
But yeah, I fucking ate all that food. I probably ate like 1.5 pounds worth of fries with cheese and steak and a burger on top of that. I don't know. I don't know how the fuck I was able to eat that within 30 minutes, but I did.
Good job. The thing I liked that the ladies at the production the place that I worked at, the production ladies, they would always bring food whenever we had a birthday party or events or something, and all of them fucking cooked. Every single one of them. So it was a lot of food. And, it was great because I got to try like Salvadorian, Honduran, and a bunch of other dishes and shit. Because it's a whole hodgepodge of Hispanics. Yeah. But, of course, that comes with the territory of if you don't try someone's food, then it hurts their feelings and they get really mad.
Yeah.
Bro, after every single time I would eat, I'd be like, I can't fucking move, guys. Because they're like, no, you got to try it. I was like, okay. That's why I almost killed myself with that fucking arroz con leche with the coconut.
Yeah.
Because I had to try it.
You should have just been, I'm allergic.
I didn't know it had coconut in it.
Oh,
yeah.
You should have asked. At least
Who the fuck puts coconut in their exclamation?
Just be like, what's? I mean, I don't know. I guess that is true.
Yeah.
Then again,
Like the way my mom makes it, it just has like the cinnamon sticks and stuff in it. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Every now and then she'll put like raisins in it, but I'm like,
what?
Yeah, you never had it with raisins?
No.
It hits when they're the golden raisins.
Mm.
But when they're like the purple raisins, no.
Have you ever seen that video of when they give like this grandma boba for the first time, and she like drinks it, and like the little boba like balls go in her mouth, and she's like, eggs.
What?
It's like there's eggs in this. She thought that they put like eggs in there, or like fish eggs or something. I was like, what the fuck?
I still can't do boba, dude.
I never had it. Well, no, I did. Denise likes boba, and she made me try some of it. One, the drink itself was kind of like, I don't know what drink she got, but I just remember drinking it. It was like, the drink's whatever. Mm-hmm. And then I tried one of the balls. She got, because you can buy like different ones of different flavors. Yeah. I forgot. I think she got one that was like passion fruit. And I tried it, and I was just like, don't really like it. Don't really care for it. I just don't get it.
No, regular boba, just like the black tapioca balls. Mm-hmm. That's what it is. Tapioca balls.
No.
And God, I can't fucking.
What the fuck is tapioca?
It's like a seed, a plant. Old people eat it.
But why? Why is tapioca associated with old people?
Because I think it's just good for them. Because, you know, like when you're older, you need to eat more fiber, you need more vitamins of certain things. So, yeah, we eat shit regularly.
Yeah.
I think tapioca helps with that.
Do you think the tapioca is the source of their racism?
Probably. It's white, creamy, lumpy.
Is it white?
Yeah, it's like a creamy white.
I don't know. I have no idea what tapioca is supposed to look
looks like
or what it even. Huh.
Yeah, so it's lumpy, just there.
I know what it looks like.
Yeah, yeah, see? But
no. What do you think? There's rags all over this room.
It's like those capes aren't held up by a hook. Just oh god. Going back to there's a hyena over there. Jesus.
What the hell?
No, Denise laughed.
Oh yeah.
It's very like.
Oh yeah, whenever something makes her laugh, dude, she will burst out like really loud, and she'll do it anywhere because she can't help it. It's the same way with like the way she sneezes. When she sneezes, she has to sneeze loud as fuck.
Really?
She can't hold it back. But to be fair, it's probably good that she doesn't, because one time I held back a sneeze because I really didn't want to be loud, and it fucking like it knocked my like fucking equilibrium down, dog. Yeah. My shit was like. I felt like a cat with its whiskers getting cut. Like I was like, what the fuck?
What is it? Like I just think it's so weird. Like, or it's just crazy. You can break a fucking rib sneezing.
Yeah.
The older you get too. And I'm like, that fucking sucks, dude. Imagine just like, shit.
I've heard stories of people throwing their backs out.
Yeah.
Like slipping a disc from
getting
sneezing.
A hernia.
Yeah, from just sneezing.
It's fucking ridiculous. Or like if you were able to keep your eyes open, your eyes would just fucking pop out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, have you ever seen like those people that can like get their eyes poke out of their like eye socket? How do you do that without like your eyeballs just not popping like out of your head?
The like the connection is still strong. Yeah, your eyeball's not free floating. You know, you got the nerve ending.
No, they must have T-Mobile.
It's Bluetooth eyes. But
the connection is strong. Just like the connection between you and me, baby. Let's take it back to my place.
No, but fucking I've always wondered if someone's ever fucked with them. Like imagine someone popped their eye out, you run up behind them and put a zip tie on it. Mm-hmm. So just drop a zip tie behind the curve of the eye.
What the fuck? Oh god.
So like, I can't put it back in. Gotcha, bitch. Oh god. Or you just blow on their eye when they pop it out.
Or when they pop them out, like sneak up behind them and just smack them in the back of the head, see if it pops out, like see if it like
oh god. It's like the cartoons, they were right. Yeah. Fucking AI. Have you been seeing the fucking cause you know the iPhone like goggle things came out?
Yeah, was it Apple Vision Pros or whatever the fuck they're called?
Bro, that looks like the shittiest thing I've ever seen, dude. It looks dumb.
Dude, people are paying $3,500 for these fucking things.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. And like they just look stupid. And also, if I was paying $3,500 for something like that, I don't want a fucking wire going into my pocket. Because have you seen that? It's like, I guess it's like the battery or something that you have to carry around with it. Like, make it so it's all in the thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. Also, it just looks stupid. It looks like you're wearing just really shitty like VR goggles.
I was seeing people talk about like, so Apple had promised like, oh, you'll be able to FaceTime with it, but you'll have to like scan your face and it will make like a generated like graphical face that people will see when you FaceTime them.
Just use a camera.
Well, that's the thing. It can't record you if it's on your face. It has like, because there's no like camera in front of you.
Yeah.
So what it does is it just puts it records your eyes and puts your eyes on like an avatar of a photo that is you, and then it like. But dude, the results of it are fucking like horrifying. Like it looks super fucking weird. I wonder if I can dig up a photo of it real quick.
I just like seeing all these fucking like. There's a whole like thing. It's a bunch of like Sigma Alpha bros that bought it, just trying to look cool.
Yeah.
And they're over there, like you see them look like they're doing this whole thing, just like tapping in the air, moving things around. All they're doing is like they're on Pornhub or just like on Instagram or Facebook or some shit. They're not doing anything important. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, this is how people look like in the FaceTime thing. It generates the rest of their face, and it just makes them look like it's that uncanny valley kind of shit.
Yeah, I don't know why. Like,
yeah, like it doesn't like it looks super fucking weird.
It's
like that's
you pay $3,500 for technology that's already outdated.
Yeah, like that's like that one YouTuber guy that rates like all the new technology stuff.
Yeah,
was it Marquine? Was it whatever the fuck?
So it just looks like you're really low quality.
Yeah.
That's dumb.
Basically, it looks like you look like a Hagrid from Harry Potter from like the PS2 era.
Yeah. I mean, to me, it's like one of those things. Like, it should have been like, oh, hey, scan yourself.
Yeah.
And then we make an avatar of you. But then at the same time, fuck that shit. Because you've been hearing about
why would you spend $3,500 on this fucking bullshit just because it's Apple?
Yeah.
When you can spend like less than $1,000 for like an Oculus that does like VR shit even better.
Yeah, it's apparently better. But what is it? What was I gonna say? The fucking I forgot what I was gonna say. Keep going.
I just kept seeing all the videos of people just walking around and they're like.
Yeah, that's what I was just talking about. It's all these dudes just walking around looking like they're trying to do stuff. Like they're like, oh, I'm in the mainframe. It's like, no, you're on fucking Pornhub, bro. You're like
one guy just walking. One guy just walking like.
You just rock hard. Yeah. Taxes. Yeah. What are they using it for? Like, what other than having really shitty VR, like to talk to someone?
It's just a flex. It's just a flex that they bought something that's $3,500 and they're walking around in public. How are they not getting stopped by people at gunpoint? And just like, you know how easy it is to steal something off your fucking face when you're there like a dumbass like this? Someone can just run up to you and whoop, and then bolt.
Pop. Yeah.
And you can sell that shit at the fucking flea market for $100.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, fucking, or if you just want to be an asshole, cut the cord that's connected to it. Yeah. That's $3,500 down the fucking drain, bro.
Yeah.
Because you know that cord, if they got to replace it, it's going to cost like $1,000.
Mm-hmm.
It's just Apple's just being fucking stupid. I don't know. The one that I saw that was cool forever ago, we're talking about technology now, was it was a bracelet, and it's connected to your phone. Mm-hmm. And whenever you get like a text or something, it's like a fucking video game. You do that, and then text rolls down your arm, and you can read it, and then you go like that, and then underneath a little light goes out. It's an infrared, and it's a keyboard, and you can just send a message.
That's cool.
Yeah, I was like, that's fucking cool. And then someone is working on pretty much making the fucking rig system from Dead Space.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like you wear like this thing, and it has a little like screen here.
Yeah.
And it projects in front of you. it does something to where like it projects something, and you're just like right there. You play, okay, cool.
I mean, fucking somebody had made Iron Man's pulse reactor,
Yeah,
like the fucking glove thing.
yeah, and it shot like a little blast.
Yeah, it's actually shooting shit, which
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, it's not gonna be long before. I mean, technically, there was that one dude that supposedly made like a lightsaber, but it's like, you know,
It's a plasma saber.
It's a plasma saber.
Yeah,
But
it's cool as fuck though. He burned through like metal.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool.
But as far as like fighting with it, not so much. I don't think you're gonna be able to do some Jedi shit.
That same guy, he made the fucking rebar crossbow from Half-Life 2. Yeah, and it heated up the rebar.
What the fuck?
It was like a red hot piece of rebar, and he just shoots that shit. Just yeah. Or the German guy who made a fucking a spear thrower. It looks like a giant like crossbow, and you load in literally a javelin, and he just sits there and goes, boom, straight through a fucking car door.
God damn.
Yeah, and he just made it because he was like, I was bored.
Have at thee, bitch.
Yeah, and then he made an automatic crossbow because he was like, you see it in movies all the time, but it doesn't really work.
Oh yeah, like the one that you turn like that.
No, he had it. He made it so where it was hooked up to like a fucking drill, like a Makita. And
oh shit!
And he has like the crossbow, and he made a fucking clip for it. And he just, and he shot like 20 arrows into the car.
Dude, if he can find a way to go back in time, he's gonna conquer the West.
Or conquer the fucking like England. He's gonna be king of England. We have 20 archers. No. But yeah, or it's just all the people that make all the crazy like weird technology. A lot of it came out during COVID because people were just bored.
Yeah,
like engineers have a lot of time on their hands when they're not doing anything.
Yeah, during COVID, people were getting into all kinds of shit. Like I started fucking like going down all types of rabbit holes because I know like my wife got into like doing a bunch of little crafts and shit, and I got into like different types of like collecting. I started collecting like plushies and cards and I started playing like a lot of indie games because I was just like, I don't want to spend money on $60 games, but we're going to be locked in, so fucking might as well play a couple of games.
I just did like yard work.
Yard work?
Yeah, like I cleaned out that, remember like the old apartment that had all those trees that were down? Mm-hmm. So I rented a chainsaw and just like went at it and cleared it off. And yeah.
Oh, that outside brush?
Yeah.
I remember one time... there wasn't a lot of brush there when y'all first like started living there. I remember that one time I was house sitting for you, and I came over to let your dog out. Back when, I think that's back when we only had Sunny and Gata, right? And I was taking her out, and I'm just on my phone like real quick, like checking a message. And then she just yanks the shit out of the fucking thing. I'm like, what the fuck? There's a deer like right there.
They're always there, dude.
And she was ready to fucking like pounce on that fucking thing. And I was like, Jesus Christ. She almost like ripped my fucking arm off.
Yeah.
Those little dogs, as stout as they are, they're fucking strong.
Yeah, they are. It's because they're low to the ground. They can dig in.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't wait for whenever there's like AI or technology that like take your dog for a walk too.
Yeah.
Like it's just going to make us lazier, but that'd be nice.
We're already there.
I mean, we rent people literally.
Huh?
Like, basically rent people like on Rover to go walk your dogs.
Yeah. I've never used it.
You never have? We used it whenever we would take longer trips.
Yeah.
To just dog sit the animals or take care of them at the house.
Mm-hmm.
That way we wouldn't have to take them to the fucking the kennel. Because it always makes them nervous.
I wonder if anybody's ever used a Rover so they can get like their sex slave walked. Some guy,
God, dude.
Some guy,
you know that had to fucking happen.
Some poor like fucking college girl trying to make money for her tuition opens a door to some old sweaty dude in an all leather bound like dog suit, just like just waiting to get walked.
Or no, he has like a pig nose on, and he has like a butt plug with like the pig swirl tail. I'm a dirty little piggy, oink oink. Walk me outside, let me roll in the mud.
His dick is hanging out. He painted it red.
Why is it a swirl? But God, dude. You know that had to happen at least fucking once, but they made money. Because you know they got there like, I'm not doing this for $20 fucking dollars.
Yeah.
And they're like, give you 300. All right. I'll walk you. Only in your backyard.
Well, you know, they have like that whole like it's like a farm for people who are into horseplay. Have you ever seen those videos?
I don't want to.
So basically, it's like a little farm where like people can go to and basically dress up as horses, and people will attach carriages to them.
Are you fucking
like little,
serious?
Like miniature carriages, and like just have them like ride or like pull the fucking carriage around the fucking farm. And dude, they're super like dedicated to dedicated to it. Like they're. Like as soon as they get there, they're walking on all fours, and they're dressed to the fucking like from the top to bottom in like leather ass clothes. I don't know how they're breathing in this fucking in these outfits.
Like, see, some things in the news like you see and hear about. I don't know if it's real, and I don't want it to be real, but it just proves that God has abandoned us.
I mean, have you not seen the Japanese sheep shaving thing?
No, I've seen that. No, it was the.
I kind of want to do that. I want to shave it. I want to shave a Japanese person.
No, it was the fucking. What's it called?
What the fuck is that?
It was my wife calling me.
Oh,
yeah, my phone technology.
I didn't hear anything. I just heard like a. I was like, what the fuck was that?
Yeah,
it was a weird ring.
It's the dinosaur in my watch.
Oh
no, but like it was somewhere here up north. They're opening a diaper daycare for adults, to where if you want to wear a diaper, you can pay and go into this place to wear a diaper and be a baby.
That's really fucking weird.
And I'm like this is where we're at. Aliens don't come because of this.
That is insanely weird. What's the address of that place?
I don't know. It's somewhere up in fucking north. Like I think it's in New York somewhere.
I might need to investigate.
But oh no! Did you?
You go there for investigation. You go there for investigation, like journalism, and you just see me there, like already, like on all fours.
Goo goo gaga. I'm undercover.
My wife pulls up and she's dressed as a horse. Like, oh, wrong place,
wrong con. No, in Atlanta, we were like bored. We were looking through like what happens in Atlanta. Let's see what kind of things go on here.
You don't want to know what goes on in Atlanta.
No,
fuck.
there's the one. There was one. It was like it wasn't a BDSM expo. It was like just a kink expo, I think. But it was for the weird, like out there ones.
Oh.
And they would sell like.
I mean, define weird out ones. Not gays.
Not the generic BDSM or shit like that. Like the stuff that everyone knows. This was like, oh, I'd like to, be put in a plastic bag and fucking air sucked out of it and almost.
Oh yeah, I've seen that shit before.
Yeah, it was one of those. I was like, holy shit, we should totally fucking go just to see what's going on. And we were going down the list of vendors.
Foot's on the ground, baby. In-depth journalism. We're going to Gaza.
Bro,
getting the news.
We should go. No, not to Gaza. To the flights are cheap right now, but no.
Oh, is the convention not in Gaza?
No. It's in Buckhead.
They're dropping bombs while some guy's getting vacuumed.
Oh, he's just coming. No, but we were going down the list of vendors, and it was like the generic, like the leathers, the chains, whips, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Like the fucking like spike boots and the fucking like pain BDSM shit.
Yeah.
Dildos. I think Bad Dragon was there.
Shout out Bad Dragon. Yeah. Give us a sponsorship.
Hells yeah. We'll go into that next.
If they sponsor us, we will do something with that dragon.
I mean, we'll put it somewhere here.
Well, I mean, like just like we attached to the wall or something.
Okay, I was just making sure.
No, I'm not gonna put. What am I gonna do with it? I'm not putting it anywhere.
No, but at the very bottom of the list was this poor fucking dude. I don't know if he was just trying to get his business out there.
Mm-hmm.
He just sold regular shoes. Like he sold like really nice like loafers and boots. And he was just there at this fucking kink convention.
Maybe you didn't know. Maybe it was something else. Maybe you go over there and it just looks innocent, but then the shoes have like a zipper that reveal your toes. and he's just into like fucking feet.
No, it was like we tried looking this stuff up, and he's not even like big enough to have. He doesn't have a website. He doesn't have an Instagram or anything. He just sells like shoes. I think he makes them himself, and that's it. But it was just so out of place. Like I feel like this guy probably thought this convention was something else, and he signed up for it, and now he's just there like, oh God, what the fuck is going on? How did you get inside that person? Oh God, I remember what was it on 4chan of all places? It was a video.
The fuck are you doing on 4chan, dog?
It was back in the day, bro.
Okay, I was about to say recently.
No, not recently.
Recently, you were on 4chan.
Fuck no, dude, that place is a cesspool.
I mean,
back in like high school.
I don't know. I think fucking. I'm pretty sure 8chan is worse.
I've never been on that.
I've never been on 8chan. I hear that's where the old 4chan people went. Because I've been to 4chan a couple of times in the past like couple of years, just to kind of see what the hell's going on there.
Porn.
That's what you find out quickly. Is the majority of it's porn, because the actual like thread stuff, all it does is lead to links towards porn sites or like people's
like snuff
or OnlyFans.
Yeah, but what was it? It was like I was like clicking through like videos and stuff. It was on X because I like going to the paranormal stuff.
Yeah.
And someone of course did like they were dropping like the joke ones where it starts as something and then it turns into another video just like fuck with you.
Yeah.
It was a video talking about like crop circles because I was on a crop circle thread, just kind of bored scrolling, like doom scrolling on it. And halfway through the video, it cuts to it was like a gay pride like party thing, but it was one of the kink ones, like or the ones where they're just like fucking in the streets. And this guy has this other guy he's picking him up with one arm, but his arm is literally inside the other guy, like to the elbow. In the guy's ass, and he's lifting him up.
How big is the guy he's lifting up? Like a Twinkie?
Yeah, he was like a little twink guy, but then this other guy was like a big old burly motherfucker. It was a bear, I guess, and he was just like puppeteering this motherfucker around. Yeah, I was like, I will never unsee this.
How does that not like just destroy your internal organs?
Because they do it the right way, and your butt, it's elastic. That's why you see people like just shoving shit in.
Yeah, but people still end up like rupturing their assholes
because they don't. It's the hole you have to prepare. Yeah, you don't just raw and go for it.
Look, people can have all the gay sex they want, but I just don't think you should put a fucking fist in your ass.
People do it all the time. They don't have to be gay to do that.
I mean, that is true.
Yeah.
But still, like the fact that people will put anything that's just like enormous up their fucking ass just doesn't seem like it's the same with like I would never put something like this wide in circumference in a fucking woman's vagina. Yeah. I mean, some women do, but I'm like, why would you do that?
Because that's what gets them off, dude. It'd be like that.
Do they get off just in pure fucking pain?
At that point, it's probably not even pain anymore. Like maybe at first. I mean, and it's one of those things like
if we got any size queens that watch the show, please reach out. We want to know why are you fitting like
we'll do a live stream.
Yeah, we want to understand why you can fit a whole like can of Pringles up your pussy. Like
this will be a Patreon. We'll start a Patreon for this. That way we can show it.
Well, that's the thing though too. Like a lot of women, like I've heard like multiple like testimonies from women being like, yeah, like. Some dudes are just too fucking big.
Oh, yeah.
That makes sense. But also, but how is it that's, like, that seems to be, like, majority of the case for most people. Because most people are like, yeah, anything after a certain size is just too much. But some people are like, oh, no, I have a preference for, like, 15, 16 inches.
God,
I'm
man,
like,
dude, what are you fucking a horse? Jesus.
I mean that's like going on the side of people who like I guess do this for a living. Like they want to fucking.
But that's the thing too. Like it's like you don't just start off there. They start off small.
Is it even possible to go that deep without even like fucking hitting something?
Well, all it does is just rolls up inside them because it hits an end. Yeah, so you can't go past a certain point.
Yeah.
So all it's doing is just probably like, whoop, whoop, like balling up at the end.
What can a penis do that
while
it's hard?
Not a penis, like a dildo.
Oh.
Yeah, like I'm talking about the girls that are shoving like the whole fucking like 20-incher inside of them.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't know why I immediately thought just like a dude's dick was just like folding over. I'm like, dicks can do that?
Well, no, but I mean,
Not my dick. My dick never. Well, then again, I ain't got that kind of dick.
Vaginas are elastic. Yeah, so that's where, you know, a woman can have a baby and it like can open up enough to not rip them in half, and then it can like slowly go back to normal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like all these dudes out there being like, oh, she's all blown out. It's like, no, she's not. Like, you just fucking have a fucking like noodle dick, bro.
That's also the fact of like it's funny how quickly like guys and actually some girls, like I feel bad for girls that think this way, but you know, when girls have like a lot of extra, you know, like I guess beef in the front, like people are like, oh, that's a fucking like whore's vagina, things like that's not how that works, dog. It's like, do you not understand anatomy?
Yeah, it doesn't blow out.
Yeah. Just because a girl has like a fucking huge moose knuckle doesn't mean that she's never been fucking touched. She might have taken a lot.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. Like everybody's built different.
Yeah.
And I think it's interesting because like I've had situations before where, you know, I've been with a woman and they were like a little embarrassed about their situation down there because of the way it looked. And I'm just like, I ain't gonna be looking directly at it. Like I'm not gonna be like, oh no.
Pull the measuring tape out.
Yeah.
Like, no, it's like if we got to the point where I'm looking at your vagina,
yeah,
then I have won.
Yeah.
I was like, we're here. We did it, guys. Woo.
All I'm saying is sometimes an Arby's beef and cheese really hits.
I'm not a big fan of Arby's though.
Huh?
Like not talking about vaginas, but Arby's itself.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never been a fan.
I mean, it is what it is. I don't like Arby's. I don't like Arby's a lot, but I'm like, I don't mind it. I'm not huge on the roast beef. I do like some of the other stuff they have there.
I just know that they make their stuff out of liquid.
What do you mean?
Like all their like beef comes like in like a bag of liquid, and then they heat it up and it creates like the solid mass, and they shave it then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the liquid is actually related to Solid Snake, but it's also his brother.
Yeah.
And a clone.
I started playing Metal Gear Solid again.
What, the Phantom Pain?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an amazing game. Love it.
I started falling asleep.
Really?
It takes so fucking long.
Yeah, the intro takes a minute.
Oh god.
But when you finally touch down in Iraq and you can finally get your revenge for that fucking, you know, thing they did to New York, it's fucking pretty badass. I put on the fucking what is it what's that one song? It's on the fucking Metal Gear Solid 5 soundtrack. Rebel Yell. I put on Rebel Yell and just go in and start capping them.
In the midnight hour.
It's funny, that game, I remember every time I did a mission, I would like put on the music and then I'd just like crawl into any location. And as soon as I got outside, I was like, fuck the silencer. Bah, 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 like just start popping them. And then
again, I'm just getting annoyed by the silencer. How it like burns out.
Huh? Well, that's the whole point.
I know
dog.
it's the point, but it's just fucking annoying. I want to like
just get an airdrop of another one.
It's too easy.
What do you mean it's too easy?
I don't know.
You still have to avoid having the airdrop being seen.
I've started because I don't want to deal with the silencer. I just started like just sneak killing everyone, so I'm just playing it that way right now.
I mean, you don't have to play full on stealth. You can.
No, I know that, but I'm trying to.
Actually, that's how you unlock Demon Snake.
What?
If you don't use non-lethal force, if you actually use like lethal force on all your missions, like you actually kill a bunch of people. Eventually, at some point in the game, you know, like that shard that he has in his head.
Yeah.
It turns red. And then he gains like red demon eyes.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I've been fucking murking everyone, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I did like the full on stealth, and there's no benefit to doing it other than the fact that you just get like better bonuses at the end. Because the whole point is it's a stealth espionage game, so you're supposed to do it without ever getting caught. But you always get caught one way or another.
Yeah, I fucking hate that. And it's annoying because it does that slow motion thing.
Yeah.
So you're like, wee, wee, and you're like, oh shit, where the fuck are they? And you're like, there you are.
Also, but that's the challenge of it. I've seen some people who get like perfect scores because they're just so fucking efficient. Like they go in, they know exactly when to strike, hide the body very quickly, and then they're going through certain locations. They throw a fucking like grenade just to distract them, but not to actually cause like a lethal kill.
Or what is it? That guy who's been playing Death Stranding, and he has like over 1,000 hours of gameplay on there. The way he played, I saw a clip of him playing, dude. It was like he had like this pack to where he didn't have to worry about like the weight distribution or anything like that. He's sprinting, throws out a ramp, shoots off of it, but he throws the rock so that way it distracts this guy. He drop kicks him. While he does that, he threw something else and it lands on another guy. Everything is precise and perfect. And I'm like, stop playing the game. Stop it.
Stop it.
Yeah. But
I know from my understanding is I've watched like there's a couple of YouTubers who, or I guess like YouTubers / streamers that I've been like watching for years that are like, you know, hardcore gaming dudes, you know? And you know, these are guys who obsess over video games, you know, and they obsess over everything from like game mechanics to how games play, game systems, and then also like the lore within games, you know? And they were talking about like they essentially were saying most people are not going to like Death Stranding. But if you are a person like us who obsess over details, you will love this game because there's so much shit in it, but at the same time seeming so empty. It's similar to like a Souls game. Like there's a lot of lore in there, but it's in like descriptions of things. It's in like locations where you have to read things and stuff like that. It's hidden within the game, and it's like vaguely told, like occasionally through cutscenes, and that's the case with Death Stranding, where like most of this just seems like a bunch of bullshit. Like none of this makes any sense. But if you go in there and start reading codexes and like entries and listen to different dialogue stuff, like audio recordings that you pick up and shit, things start getting put together, and it has a very weird but semi-cohesive story. But that's the problem. I think like the most people nowadays have a 9 to 5 and don't have time to be delving into these fucking dark. A lot of times, look, I'll be completely honest.
Like Fallout, Skyrim, they had like the little bits there you can read. Baldur's Gate has it too. You can find all the books and random tablets and shit, and you can read them. And it has like little snippets of lore and shit you can read. I like it when games do that. But if I had to sit there and read a fucking encyclopedia just to understand why this game is happening, Jesus Christ. I'm playing a game right now. It's called Tunic. It's like a top-down, like isometric, or not top-down.
Yeah, you play like a little fox guy.
Yeah. You don't understand any of the dialogue in the game because you don't know the language. Like even all the stuff that you unlock and everything, it's all in that different language. And throughout the game, you can find things to help you learn the language, and then you just use like visual cues to figure things out. Like I got like you get like manual pages. It looks like an old school like Super Nintendo manual that shows you how to play a game, and you find pages of it, and it shows you how to do certain things. But you don't know what the words are, and every now and then you'll see a word that you learned in there, and you just have to kind of piece it together. Like, all right, oh, this is what I can do. Okay, cool, and it makes you press all the buttons to like learn things.
Yeah,
and it's really fun. Yeah,
so that sounds interesting.
Yeah, it's also a really pretty game.
Yeah. But like, you know, Hideo Kojima's always been that guy that's like, he puts so much like shit into his stories, almost to the point of like, are you just making this shit making this shit up as you go along? It kind of feels like it sometimes, but you know, a lot of the plot lines are interesting and they kind of do lead somewhere, but then they don't, but then they do. Like, it's so fucking weird.
Like, I haven't seen the full trailer of it, but I saw the clip on TikTok of the Death Stranding 2.
Yeah.
And it shows that guy, he has a guitar that has like a lecture, like hot blade on it too. So he plays like notes and it does things, and he can use the guitar as a weapon. And he looks like the lead singer of My Chemical Romance if he had white hair. Yeah.
Gerard Way.
Yeah. But yeah, it's really weird. Like, I was like, what the fuck is going on? Like, do I have to play the first one to understand what's going on? But yeah.
You played Gerard Way.
Yeah. But also, I enjoy that they're remaking Silent Hill 2.
Ah, I did hear about that.
Yeah. I think it's 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I can't wait, dude.
I know
fucking love those games.
the other day, when my buddy was here, we were kind of talking about like he had found like a series of videos of someone that we knew, where he takes on extremely difficult like gaming challenges. You know, like he'll play a game where he basically challenges himself to like you know how like some people like they'll do games where like, can I make it through the whole game without dying, or
Yeah.
if I die I have to restart the game and shit like that, you know. So he avidly does these and like records them and puts them up on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
And me and him were kind of talking about it. It's like, wow, that is impressive.
Yeah.
How does he do this without just like hating games after the fact, you know? Like, I feel like even if you are able to accomplish something super difficult, wouldn't the stress of doing something that difficult just make you not want to play a game? Isn't the whole point of gaming supposed to be leisure?
Yeah, I mean that's what happens with like we talked about it before. A bunch of like these Let's Players out
Yeah.
here, they turn their love of games into a job,
Mm-hmm.
and then it becomes a chore,
Mm-hmm.
and then they burn themselves out.
Yeah.
I mean that's Markiplier's taking like multiple breaks. Jacksepticeye.
I think the reason why that happens is because just the volume of content that they fucking punch out.
Because
just,
they have to.
It's but that's what I'm saying. It's
Yeah.
unsustainable, and I get it. You gotta get that bag all
Mhm.
day, especially if that's your livelihood.
I think Markiplier now he's like a multi-millionaire.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. After a
Yeah.
while, like, do you really need to chase after that bag that hard, dog?
Yeah, his
Unle-
mom has a channel now.
Huh?
His mom has a channel.
That's awesome.
Yeah, she does like cooking stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, and then they play games together.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, oh, that's nice.
But it's again, get that bag all day. You know, do what you have to
Mhm.
to secure like your livelihood. But at the same time, I feel like, okay, if you can make something that is as entertaining as gaming into a job, I still feel like, you know, making by with what you can is still good than not, you
Yeah.
know? Like, I feel like the reason why they push themselves to those limits is because they got greedy. They got greedy to the point of like, hey, I put in so much content this year that I was able to make $1 million. But now I owe shit.
Or
That-
it's either that, or I feel as they don't know how to stop, because it's one of those, I guess,
Oh,
a lot
chasing that algorithm kind of thing,
not really chasing the algorithm. It's a whole
building up that momentum.
you put yourself in a position where you can't stop. Like you made a deal with like say like a company, and you're like, fuck, I had to finish out the contract,
Yeah.
or else like I like fucking break the contract and I'm gonna owe them a lot of money.
Yeah.
And it's like you're not in debt, you're indebted with your time,
Yeah.
and you just can't stop until you're done.
I don't give a fuck about anybody's offer. I'm never losing ownership of anything I've ever
Oh,
fucking
fuck yeah,
controlled.
dude.
I
Yeah.
hate the idea of that, because the thing is, I've heard so many stories of people being like, yeah, in the beginning, you know, where you barely have an audience, you will start getting people approach you once you start building,
Mm-hmm.
of like, hey, we can offer you a deal. You'll make a lot of money up front if you give us like control of whatever the fuck you create. And
That
then-
happened with those two guys. Those they were like famous. They were YouTubers and they were really big. They did a lot of like sketch comedy. It was two guys. Now I think they're on College Humor. What are their fucking names? I wish I would know their names.
Are you talking about the Smosh guys?
Yeah,
Yeah, Anthony Padilla and then
And-
fucking
yeah, the other guy. They sold like when they first started out, they got an offer from another like group.
yeah, they sold Smosh
Yeah.
and then they recently bought it back.
Yeah, and then when they sold it, they were like, "All right, we're shutting it down." And it's like, dude, what the fuck?
Yeah.
So yeah, and they were like put out, and that fucking sucks.
It's weird that is even a thing. It almost feels like deliberate. It's kind of like, hey, our competition is this company. So let's buy them out and then just not use them
Well,
as an
yeah,
asset.
that happens all the time, dude.
But it's just so fucking weird. of like,
It's
hey,
scummy.
we're gonna
Yeah.
buy a channel with millions of followers and not use it to our advantage. Like, you're telling me that you could, like, you have access to now the audience that is like, it's kind of like right now with the situation that I've noticed that like there's a couple of like OG YouTubers whose like careers have taken a dive because the people over time kind of realized, hey, you're not as wholesome and nice as we thought you were
Yeah.
because you've been doing some pretty sketchy shit, and then they try to rebuild their reputation and they're trying to chase after like viewership like they used to have, but they're not getting it. So then they end up having to do essentially like drama content to get any type of viewership, where they're intentionally starting beefs with other people or they're posting out fucking
Like I was trying to do.
yeah, which I'm not for. I'm not like I'm never going to want to fucking actually start a legitimate cuz I think it's dumb and I think it's cuz it doesn't go anywhere.
I know, it's just funny. To
I know,
me.
no, it's funny, but I understand the logic.
We should start a beef with that other Hispanic podcast.
Which one?
The one that added us on Instagram. It's
No.
the guy and the girl.
No, we're gonna get canceled.
I know.
They're too nice.
Yeah.
They are too nice.
They got a following really fast. Good for them.
Oh yeah, it's because
Yeah.
they punch out content.
Yeah,
That's
they
how
do.
we're supposed to do it.
Well,
but
no, I mean they have the full training though. Like they went to school for all like the production and shit like that too.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they probably understand this way better than
Oh,
us, who are like, well, I'm self taught in all the shit that I
Yeah.
do, and
They're the younger generation that actually applied themselves.
yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, it's better that they're doing it in their early 20s,
Yeah.
where we are just getting this. We got into this in our late 20s.
I was 30 something. I was 30. I was 30.
We started
30,
this.
31.
We started this show almost a year. It's a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
So I was like 29.
Yeah, I was like 30.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, technically I was doing
30, 31. You were doing stuff before.
Yeah, I was toying around with like content
Yeah.
like in my early 20s, because the thing is, this is the thing that happens a lot of times is like things just get pushed back because of life, and then
Mhm.
also just because you don't know and you don't have time to know,
Yeah.
Because in the beginning, I never wanted to do podcasting. I wanted to do like online let's plays of
Yeah.
like video games and stuff. And I had a partner who was helping me out with that stuff, but then he ended up moving pretty far away to where it just became like
Yeah.
like unfeasible for us to meet up every weekend. Because it's like it's one thing if you live like 20 minutes from somebody, but there's another thing if you live a couple hours away. Like you can't commit to doing that every fucking week. It's just not doable.
Yeah. Unless
then-
you have like already the setups and you've been doing it for a while.
And that's the
you
thing.
can
We
figure
were
out-
we were troubleshooting so much shit.
Yeah.
Because in the beginning, I didn't know anything about like audio equipment, so I just bought whatever was available online at its cheapest price, and I hooked it up. And then I was like, "Why isn't this working?" And it's because I didn't understand like how I was supposed to like
Mhm.
record things and how where it was supposed to be recorded to, and then
It's like when we used to do music. Like when we first started out, we sounded like trash because we didn't know how to do our settings or
yeah.
what sounded actually good and how it sounds if it comes out of this monitor or this speaker. It's just like
Yeah.
it's a learning thing you have to do.
Yeah.
Also, I think I feel like I'm already getting to the age where like this new technology is coming out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting to the age like I don't understand it. I'm starting to get there, and it's scary. Like some of the new shit that comes out, I'm just like, I'm getting to that age where it's like, well, why do I need it?
Yeah.
Yeah, like how
Well-
old people did to us.
I guess I can understand where that's coming from.
Yeah.
But then again, for me, I've noticed that like I always put myself in a position where I think I don't understand technology because of like it's my first time being introduced to a certain
Mhm.
thing, and then realizing, oh, the reason why I couldn't figure this out was because it wasn't like immediately laid out for me. So I'm just like, I don't get it. Why
Yeah.
isn't like because I'm so adjusted to just figuring it out almost immediately. Because some things are super user friendly, but
some things,
yeah, but not everything.
and then some things are just I feel
You have to know.
not really have to know. It's like some of the new stuff. What was it? It was a fucking. God, what was it? It was something your phone can already do. I forgot what it was. And they came out, I was like, oh, this new thing, it'll help you do this. I'm like, so your phone. It's like, why the fuck do I need that if I already have it on the phone?
Yeah.
But it's just like, oh, it's new. It's a fancy thing.
It's a new feature that's a little bit different and more effective at something.
I understand, like they make something more effective.
Yeah.
But just integrate it into something we already have and use every day.
Well, I mean, you have to also remember that there's also just 100 versions of the same thing everywhere.
Yeah.
It's like, why do I need like FaceTime if there was Skype, but there also is Discord and there's Microsoft Teams and then there's fucking Omegle and there's a bunch of other fucking things that do the same exact goddamn thing.
I do miss Skype. Like, I know it's a little thing, but it's not as used anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Because like coming from like working in the office, we use Zoom.
Mm-hmm.
But then Zoom only lets you do, what is it, like an hour or 2 hours?
Yeah.
Or something like that. Or no, like it depends on what you have. If you pay for it, you get like an hour. If you don't, you get like 30 minutes. And then once that timer hits 0, it stops your call.
Yeah.
And you have to start another one.
Honestly, I think the more superior one is Discord. I think Discord's like the best one.
It was going to get shut down recently, wasn't it?
They were coming after it because basically, like, you know, they did that whole hearing with the fucking TikTok guy. One of the Discord people were there too. It's because they're coming after social medias for essentially saying that none of them are doing they're not doing enough to actively keep minors off their like websites. But I'm like, they're never going to.
Yeah.
It's like, bro, remember when like you were like 10 and you had a MySpace page?
Hells yeah, dude.
You don't need to have social media. Why do you need to have like social media when you're a kid? But you do because you want to.
The hearings. Have you seen some of the TikToks that come out of it?
Yeah.
Some of the shit that they've said.
Mm-hmm.
This is one of the guys. Hold on.
Mr. Spiegel, I see you hiding down there. What does yada, yada, yada mean?
And he's just like,
I'm not familiar with the term, Senator. Very uncool.
well, wait, it gets better.
Can we agree that what you do, not what you say, what you do is what you believe and everything else is just cottage cheese?
What the fuck is he saying? What? And he's over there with like a shit-eating grin too, like, I got you. TikTok is gone. It's dead. Oh, God. Fucking technology is scary to some people. I'm always here for it, but at the same time, I see where it's like some of it's like useless and some of it is useful.
I think technology is amazing, but it also can be very fucking dumb.
You know what is amazing though?
But
well, I was going through YouTube at home, and I guess my phone heard us talking. I get a lot of weird YouTube ads because my algorithm picks us up talking about weird shit.
Yeah.
So one day I was at home watching I like watching putting the street food,
Mm-hmm.
Asian street foods in the background because you can't understand them. It's just the white noise. It's nice. It's soothing.
Yeah.
And I just like do other things while I'm doing it, or like it has playing. And then what catches my attention is this fucking ad that comes on during it. You'll never need another girlfriend ever. I was like, what the fuck? I look up. It's for a masturbator.
Mm-hmm.
And it has like the double dual action grippy sucky to where like, it's like, no, bro. They showed like a cutout of it. It's like, here's what it does. And it's literally like it's doing that motion to your dick. Like doing like a human mouth. It's doing what a human mouth would do. And they showed like other like masturbators do this, and they put like a fucking like banana inside of it, and the banana is just like me. It's just moving.
What the fuck?
It's not like doing what it's supposed to be doing. It's just moving it back and forth, and you have to like use your hand to make the motion. This one, they put it on the banana. The banana was like getting sucked into that bitch, dude, and it was like.
What the fuck?
And like they pulled the banana, it's like fucking dripping lube and shit.
Oh my god.
And I was like, what is this? What's the website?
That's fucking insane. Send me the link.
Looked up the website, dude. I forgot what it's. I gotta look it up again. It's gonna pop up today again. Watch.
Yeah.
It was sold out. Like, they ran out of stock. They were like, we'll let you know if you sign up for the newsletter, we'll let you know when we have them back in stock.
Oh my god.
And it was like, you can buy it comes with like the masturbator, of course, but then it comes with attachments. So it has like a vagina attachment. Flip that bitch over, butt attachment.
Okay.
Take that out, mouth attachment. And then take that out, it's just like a hole.
This is like the fucking Rolls Royce vibrator.
Dude,
or fucking
yeah.
pocket
And
pussies.
it looks like some cheap Chinese piece of shit. But like, of course, like there's a bunch of dudes on
my type of women.
But no, I was watching. I was like, "What the fuck, dude?" And the ad, I watched the entire ad, and it was like 10 minutes long. It just explained like, "You'll never need another woman again. This thing will suck the soul out of you." What the fuck, dude?
And I thought I was the only one getting these fucking algorithms. So I was like, how does the internet know I'm a pervert? It's like, I assumed it just picks up all the conversation. That's why I've kind of tried to tone it down a little bit.
Nah, fuck it, dude. Turn your phone off.
Because sometimes I immediately am just getting like an ad where it's like, oh, come try out our fucking awesome like
puss.
No, I remember one time I got like a thing for like, it was like a ad for like a foot massager, but the ad was like a girl spreading her toes open.
Oh wow!
And I was just like,
rewind.
No, it was just a photo, but I was just like, what? Like, it's one of those fucking ads.
Screenshot. No, what the
that
fuck?
goes into the private album.
But no, I guess one day we were talking about, like big boobs, bra sizes, and my algorithm on TikTok and on Instagram now keeps showing me lingerie for big tittied women.
Yeah,
and it's like thick women, and they ain't fucking like. I was like, I don't need it, but it's not. I'm not like being like.
I ain't hating about it.
I'm not hitting. Not relevant to me.
Yeah, Valentine's Day is coming up.
Yeah. But yeah, it's just like, God, there was one that's like all this lingerie that has like shapewear, so it's making all these like curvy women even curvier. Yeah. And I was like, oh my God, how much is this?
How do you feel about like the recent generation of like women into the braless thing? A lot of
wearing bras.
A lot of girls have like in recent years have been into now bras and having like the protruding nipples through the shirt.
I mean, it's fine, whatever. It's a body.
I mean, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Like I'm chill with it. If anything, my inner pervert's like, yeah. But then again, it's not exactly the most like friendliest when it comes to like size.
I feel whenever like I've seen like a woman out in the wild that's like that does the whole braless thing. Yeah, they're always a fucking asshole. Like I don't know why. Like I guess they're like I get it. You don't want guys ogling you, but of course there's perverts out there just like looking. Yeah, and it sounds like I'm saying like, well, if you don't like it, then don't do it. It's like no, it's like I guess just understand that there's people out there that are just shitty. Yeah. And I'm sorry that there's people out there like that. But don't look at me like I'm a fucking asshole when I just like, hi. Yeah. Yeah. Like I'm not looking at your titties. I don't care about your flappy ass titties. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know.
I mean, look what she's wearing.
She's asking for it.
She had it coming.
I just had to hit her, officer. Oh God. Domestic violence is no joke.
I know, but I forgot that I remember one time my wife got mad at me because we were watching like this movie. I forgot what movie it was. But like there's a scene where like it takes place in current day, and this woman's just like walking home after like a night of partying, and then she crosses a construction site, and all the guys on the construction site are like, "Hey, yeah, what up, girl?" Like, blah blah blah. And I'm just like, I feel like this is like very antiquated.
It is. Like, I don't think that happens anymore.
And that's what I said. And she was just like, how dare you? How dare you think that like that's not happening anymore? I'm like, yeah, because babe. Then I looked at her straight up and was like, babe, the reason it's not happening anymore because the internet exists. Yeah. People have now the ability to be fucking perverts online. Like they don't have to do it in public anymore. Back then, that
I was going with the other way of that. It's the whole like the internet exists. So if you're being an asshole to someone, they just pull out their phone and start recording you.
Yeah.
Now everyone knows you're an asshole.
Your life's canceled, dog.
Yeah.
All day.
You lose your job, your house, your wife, your dog.
I'm just always scared of like you unintentionally doing something stupid and then somebody's catching you in like 4K.
Oh yeah.
And then
not even something bad,
then
just
it becomes
something dumb.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. like imagine like you're just like
I'm just eating my banana with my Nutella. You're not even biting it, just
I remember
I hate bananas.
there's been so many things that I fucking like wish I had recorded. One of my favorite things was whenever I used to work at this one job where during break a lot of us would always go down to like the Quick Trip, and there's one dude that would always go every single day, and he would go over to like the rollers, like the roller food, right, like the hot dogs and the little sausages and shit. And he would go over there and look at it for a quick minute, and then and he would just be like, "Man, what's this shit taste like?" And he'd grab one off and eat the whole fucking thing. He'd be like, "Nah, I don't fuck with that." And he'd walk over to another one and be like, "What's this taste like?"
Oh my god, dude!
He'd eat like 3 or 4 and then be like, "Yeah, I don't like any of this," and he'd leave. He'd get a free lunch every fucking day. And eventually they caught on and they were like, "Hey, bro, you're not allowed to come in here if you're just gonna go over by the rollers and steal fucking hot dogs."
Just buy them, dude. I wish I had.
And he's like, "I'm not."
recorded,
He's like, "I wouldn't steal this shit. This shit tastes bad." I was like, "But you keep eating it, you fucking ass."
Hey man, times are fucking tough, bro. And he found the loophole.
He found a loophole in the
But,
system.
I wish I was able to record. I should have the fucking crazy lady that got on the MARTA when I left the airport. It was already a long airport day, and I was just trying to get home. And this lady gets on there. I saw her on the way there, and I was like, "Oh shit!" And she got on a different train cart, and I was like, "Oh, thank God." And then on the way back, she was there again, and she had like a little push cart with all of her belongings and trash in it.
Yeah.
And on the push cart, she had cardboard with all this shit being like, Trump is working against the deep state to stop all the pedophile rings. And all this other bullshit on it.
It's nice to meet people that are informed.
Yeah. And then I get on the train car. I'm like, oh, thank God, there's no seats, nowhere she can sit. And someone gets up and they get off. I'm like, fuck. And I see the lady coming. I'm like, don't see the seat. Don't see the seat. And then she gets on, like, son of a bitch. Bro, this lady gets on and just starts like talking about some random shit. I told you about it. She's talking about how the Green Bay Packers are actually a sleeper cell, SEAL Team 6 type of group that works for the president and helped take down Bin Laden and a bunch of other shit. And I was like, no, that's SEAL Team 6. But she's just going off like on the shit. And then this black lady not fucking having it. She's like, she just starts talking back and answering all her bullshit answers, being like, "No, you're wrong, and this is why." And they just go back and forth. And then finally, this like lady just goes like fucking like catatonic and just shuts down. She's like, and I was like, "What the fuck is going on?" And then she'll wake back up, yelling and screaming and talking and just saying some shit. And then again, and she did it so many times. I looked over at this couple who were, at first we were all laughing, and then when she started doing that shit, all of us were like, "Oh fuck!" And I looked over to this couple, and they looked over at me. I was like, "We're gonna fucking die tonight."
And you look over in the corner, it's like an old Jewish man with a fucking like TV remote, like.
Yeah,
Well, that's fucking crazy.
went into a tunnel.
Yeah. All that shit that she was saying.
Yeah,
It's crazy. I didn't know so many people were in the same forums that I was in.
but yeah, she was a character. Good old Atlanta. You meet the funnest people on the MARTA, dude.
Yeah.
Bunch of
I always
crackheads.
think back of that Louis C.K. joke where he's just like, Atlanta is interesting. Atlanta's the only place where you'll walk into a building and be like, whoa, and then walk straight out. Anyways, thanks again for listening to another episode of The Night Funk. Make sure to fucking find us online on Instagram, on TikTok, and on YouTube at The Night Funk Podcast. Go give us a like on one of our posts.
Yes.
Fucking give us a subscribe and a follow and all that good shit. New episodes every other Friday. For the meantime, we'll go back to our normal schedule eventually. But right now, we're just banking episodes because we got some stuff planned in a couple of months, so we're gonna be preemptively preparing for that. But also, please check out the YouTube. We're gonna have some more content be posted up soon. We're gonna try a couple of new ideas in the future. So please, if you can, go check that out. Be supportive if you are willing to give us a chance at a different form of medium. But as always, thanks again for anybody who's been listening and people who's been sharing our content. Doing this shit all the time is fucking fun, but also a lot of work. So we appreciate any amount of time that anybody is willing to, listen to our stuff. But again, thank you, and we'll see y'all next week.
Bye. I had a girl try to sell me a half-eaten sucker on the MARTA train once.
What?
Yeah, it was like a little kid. She's like, "You want to buy a sucker? $5." I'm like, "No."
It was already.
It was half-eaten.
Oh. Yeah. What flavor?
Grape.
That's racist.
Yeah.